management company and my municipality to get these 3 bins by my house. And you know what I was surprised the most? These pensioners that were accused of putting everything together turned out to be the best sorters. And 23, 5 between 30 are the worst population group in terms of waste separation and sorting. And just one more remark. We separate only probably 60% of what we can separate, and if we... So much, you're saying? Okay, but if we don't do that 2 years from now, the European Union will require a lot of compensations from us, a lot of penalties we'll have to pay. And that's because that's just to bring you, give a context to your presentation. It doesn't really change the content of my presentation, because we are very well aware of the situation. The situation is a lot worse than you said, and the separation could be intensified. As far as I understand, I'm supposed not to talk only about the waste separation, but about the waste management in Riga City. And let me get the technical equipment right. I'll try to be brief, because you are already eating lunch right now. This is all available on the internet, and I will not call out all the numbers, just shortly. The distribution of Riga by various areas, industrial areas, streets, water supply networks, regions, and so on and so forth, administrative areas. You can see in which area, according to the citizenship and migration and directory, you can separate your waste, and so on and so forth. Our population is going down. According to data in 2009, the environmental department was closed. Before that, we were very actively working on the introduction of the waste management procedures in the Riga city, and this is why we have provided these waste deposit sites that the moderator is viewing through his window. We have this number of waste deposit sites and their distribution throughout the city area. We have 13,202 potential waste management contractors, so this is the number, which unfortunately is different and makes for different opinions among various institutions. In Riga we have 111,000 buildings owned by various owners, so these are the most important numbers in order to understand what are we going to talk about further. In order to finish with figures and go over to something more humane, here you can see the way that the Gatling waste disposal site has reduced its processed volumes. You know, before the crisis everything was growing because of growing consumption. Now after the crisis the waste volumes are going down. Here's the separation picture, if you will, according to the city council data. Maybe somebody else has different data, but according to our data, so these are the main types of the waste and the way we are separating them. And we are of course far from set separation goals, and then we also have shortly described what we have, what are the key market players right now. Let me start now talking a bit slower and in greater detail.
So from my point of view, the waste management is not in a very poor situation. However, I would not call it as excellent or regard it as excellent. We still have much room for improvement, and I truly hope that after the law is amended, we will be able to perform better. So why do we still have certain inefficiencies? I must say that the Soviet time heritage is not always very bad, and one of the good heritage we should have maintained is that at that time actually waste was managed by one single company owned by the municipality, Of course, probably it wasn't very efficient. However, if it would be still here, it could be probably quite a proud company, a state-owned company that performs quite well, just like Latvenergo and our energy company and Riga water supply company. So here we can see that we have an excessive number of players, and each of them have, of course, their own business interests, and which is only logical, of course. And it is we who are to be blamed to have so many players. And of course, they each have administrative costs. But the good news is that although we have so many companies, there is, of course, very stiff competition, and the prices are relatively low in Riga. In many smaller towns in Latvia, actually, people have to pay more for waste management. And of course, but if we have this deficit of finances, of course, we also the quality suffers. So, in order to put in order this area in Riga, municipality has drafted these binding regulations, which encompasses different experiences gained from textbooks, from internet resources, from study visits and discussions with the market players. And these regulations have been adopted, and if the Ministry of Regional Development and the local government will go on with these regulations, then of course we would have a better situation. However, adoption of this regulation has been seized at the moment, and now it is on daily basis we can see containers that are overfilled with waste, and the waste is even dropped simply nearby containers because there is no longer room. And of course, at the same time, somehow we work with the different waste bins for sorting of different types of waste. It is clear that if it doesn't fit with the business interests, with our operators, then of course it doesn't go through. Riga City actually invests nothing in this, and European funds have been attracted to procure for some 60 locations for sorting of the waste. Such projects have been implemented, but generally speaking, only private operators are managing the waste, who directly collect the payments from their clients. And of course also Getliņa disposal site is quite expensive. So what do we offer? What we offer, and what we will continue to offer also in the future, at least as long as we are in charge. First of all, so let me see what I have on this slide. So first of all, Riga municipality wants to divide the city in different zones. Either it is the division is made by different districts or by streets. So now, if we have three these regional offices or district offices, then probably we should divide our city in 3 zones, because currently we have 5 operators who can operate in whatever zone or area of Riga they please, or where they have been contracted. So they crisscross the whole city, and there is not much order from the logistics point of view. And somehow we have get used to the situation where each building can be can receive services from a different operators who work at different times, and sometimes